Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate, and I want to get everyone a update on Jack. Um, Talk about what's happening with him. He's out on the balcony right now, and so let me start by saying yesterday I went. My friend took me out to lunch, and then we went to a couple of places, did a little shopping because she follows the YouTube channel, and she said, "Oh, she said, I see your car isn't working." And I said, "Yeah, I think it's just the battery." And she looked to see if she thought that they might have had one of those jumper boxes, or the I forget what they call them, but they're the portable jumper boxes that you don't need another vehicle. So, which I've been wanting to get one of them anyway. So, you know, so she said she was going to look for me, and they don't have. Her husband doesn't have one, but she's gonna. I think her husband's gonna. They're gonna come over and try to jump it or something. So, I'm working on the car for those people who are upset about that. Um, it's like, you can be upset. It is what it is. It's not going to change anything. Being upset isn't going to change anything. So anyway, so what's happening with Jack? Okay, so Jack is eating pretty well. I'm going to weigh him. I didn't weigh him yet. I want to weigh him today because I want to start getting a regular weight on him and see if he's losing, gaining, or staying the same. I did give him a dose of tapeworm medicine, the same medicine that Dawn asked for on her wish list. I used the same thing. So I gave him a dose of that, which could explain the diarrhea, because that's something that can happen. They can vomit, they can have loose bowels after deworming. So then I'm also going to be doing another, I'm going to be deworming for roundworms. So we're just going to start slow here, not to overwhelm his system, because he's kind of frail and I don't want to give him too much. And so I luckily, we went to Tractor Supply yesterday, and luckily the person working there is the same person who she actually took one of Fury's siblings and placed him. So we have kind of a connection there. I'll have to ask her if she can share any photos of I have a picture. It's Thursday. I could do a throwback Thursday and put some pictures up of Fury's sibling, the one that my goofy upstairs, Mrs. Sanford. She had the bright idea to take she took one of the kittens. This was back in 2020. She took one of the kittens from the litter that Fury was in, and wanted to clean its eyes or something. And then she went to put the kitten back. Well, of course, by that time, Lawless had moved him, because Lawless was the mother. And guess who gets a knock at their door? So I basically can knock on my door, open the door, and a little, not much more than a bottle baby gets dumped in my hands. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? The kittens that I was working with were older. They were out and about. They were like 8 to 12 weeks old when I was working with them. I didn't have any experience at that point. So that was the first one and luckily that one was able to eat on its own too. But then I was like, what do I do with this? I don't have, because I already had, I don't know how many cats in here that I was trying to get to rescue. So yeah, that was a fun time. And ended up taking it. I called over at Tractor Supply, because this woman had said, if you ever need any help. And I'm like, help? And she said, well, bring him over. So brought him over, and she took him, cleaned him up and everything, and took him, got him adopted. And she was telling me yesterday, she said, I really should have kept him. She said he was the most loving kitten. And I said, yeah. I said, I have his brother, and his brother's the same way. So Mark, I missed my chance. I could have had two Furies. I could have had Fury 1 and Fury 2. But anyway, So what's going on with the Jack? Okay, so Jack is, I mean, he's still out on the balcony. He's starting to learn not to go after Lucy, and I've slowly been getting, she's now, last night he came over when I gave her chicken, so I gave her chicken and then I gave him a plate of food, and I stood like between the two of them, so there was like 5 feet between the two of them, and then I stood in the middle and watched Lucy, and Lucy ate. She kept watching Jack, but she ate, and then when Jack was done, he went back and laid down. So he's learning that he's not allowed, because he doesn't want to be, he doesn't like the broom. He doesn't want to be swept off of the balcony. So he knows if he doesn't want to be swept off the balcony, he has to behave himself. And he's starting to settle down a little bit. He's a mess right now. So I just got, and I use these for myself. These are like great. These are the Walmart, they're just wipes, fragrance-free wipes, baby wipes. And I just got a box of them. So I'm going to use a couple of these and try to clean him up. I have this, my friend gave me this. She had it for her dogs and didn't use it. So she gave me this, the Quick Clean. And this works fairly well. It doesn't have, it's fragrance free and everything. Because right now he has poop stuck on his tail and he doesn't like to have it. I really do think he was abused. I think he was abused because he wants attention, but then he gets overstimulated and he lashes out. And it's kind of weird. And then also, and I think a lot of him going after my leg is he wants attention, but he doesn't want attention. So, because I walked by him last night and he like reached out and grabbed me, which my cats in here do that because they want petted. So I'm trying to give him a little more attention, but I have to get Lawless back up. And now the bed that I put out, I put another bed out for Lucy. Well, now he's laying in that one too. So now he's like, oh, now I have 2 beds. I'm like, no, you need to share, Jack. You can't have all the beds up there. You can't have the box, you can't have the bed, and you can't have the other bed. And my friend also got me one of those big, like a big utility bucket so I can wash the beds that are out on the balcony. So I'm going to do that today too. I'm going to soak them, give them a good scrub. And then now that it's actually sunny out today. So while it's sunny and cool and kind of a little bit windy, I'm going to wash and put it out there, and hopefully at least they'll drip dry enough that I can bring them in and they can finish drying in here. So that's on the agenda today as well. So I'm going to do that with him. Then I'm going to get him something to eat. When I'm done with this, I'm going to give him something to eat here. And what I got him was, let's see, is this it? So we're going to try the Crazy Cat dewormer. This is, Dawn uses this, and so does the rescue person that from Tractor Supply. And she recommended this because I said, what about the Safeguard goat dewormer? Because you can use it for cats and dogs. Well, and she said, well, the thing is, see, that's broad spectrum, and it also would target Giardia. So she recommended, though, this will only do roundworms. So she said to do this first because it's more gentle. And I thought, she has a point. So I think what I'm going to do is put the Safeguard dewormer on my Amazon wish list, and then if anyone wants to get that, they can. If not, I'll just have to buy it at some point. But for now, we'll just go with this because I don't want to overwhelm him with stuff at this point because he is a bit frail till he gets some strength back. This will handle roundworms. I was able to give him a Revolution treatment. So he has that working in him, so that will handle the fleas and roundworms and hookworms. And I mean, it's not, I don't know. I've had good results with Revolution and other people haven't. So I don't know. I guess it's just, maybe it's the way people apply it. Maybe they don't apply it properly. I don't know. Maybe the cats don't have roundworms or hookworms. Maybe they have something else and that's why it didn't. Because I think Valentino had pinworms. Well, it doesn't handle pinworms. And the rescue person was saying, well, I've never seen Revolution ever work. And I'm like, well, it won't work because it doesn't target that type of worm. So that makes sense to me that it wouldn't work. So we got that. And then I asked her, I said, what about, is there anything that I can give him that would maybe help, calm down this loose bowel stuff? And she said to try this. So she looked it up and she said, it says for dogs, but it has kaolin in it, and they use kaolin for cats. They make, it's the same ingredient, it's the same everything. She looked it all up for me. So we're going to try that to see if we can stop that runny poop. But the dewormer has to go first because the dewormers can cause upset in the stomach and also diarrhea. So it would make sense to do that first and then give him this like a couple days after, once that settles down in his stomach a little bit. I'm looking, I'm watching him closely. I know this is kind of gross, but for those people that want to know, his poop looks normal. It's just not formed. Okay, it's just a splat. There's no blood or mucus that I can see. I don't see any worms in it. It's not black and tarry, which would indicate, blood, like a deeper issue with bleeding. It just looks normal. It's just not formed. So, and actually there was a little bit out there that was a little more formed. There was some that was of a more thicker consistency and not so runny. So maybe, the worm thing, maybe it's between having a better diet, because I'm trying to give him, I'm trying to avoid Carrageenan just in case that might be flaring him up. He had Fancy Feast last night. I'm giving him Wellness. Nulo is another good one. I might give him some Nulo today, see if he'll eat that. I'm trying different things with him to see what he likes, and then we can kind of settle on something. So I know that seafood and fish can cause allergies too, so he probably maybe should be on an allergy-free diet. I just can't afford it. It's just like to have him on, because the specialized diets like duck and rabbit and all that gets really expensive really fast. So I'm just trying to give him higher quality foods that don't have the added preservatives and stuff that you would get in a cheaper food like Carrageenan and such. So we're trying that. So that's that so far. And then I am going to start him on an antibiotic. Now, the antibiotics. So, because I'm not sure what's going on with him. Now, he's not snuffling as much, and I've been giving him L-lysine, which usually, and there's controversy around L-lysine, but in my experience, the ones that have herpes do well when they get L-lysine. I mean, I've read the research too, and the research is saying that it doesn't work. In fact, it could be detrimental. And I'm like, okay, but anecdotally, I see different. So, I mean, I acknowledge that you guys you went to school for a very long time. You're researching these things. I get it. But I have questions about how accurate all this is, because myself, and I know a lot of other people, that anecdotally, when we give L-lysine to the cats, they do better. So I don't know. I'm doing what works right now because that's all I can do. You know, he's a colony cat. Actually, most vets won't even deal with them. Won't even want to deal with colony cats. They only want to deal with pets, companion animals, which is sad. So we're kind of at our own, left with our own devices when we're dealing with the colony cats. So what I'm going to be doing is, I was going to use doxycycline on him, and I've done a lot of research on Doxy. Doxy's a very good drug. It's relatively safe, except for younger cats, because younger cats, it can cause issues with discoloration, I think, of the teeth, and it can cause some kind of bone issue. So I think they have to be like a year older, which usually isn't an issue because all the cats I'm working with are older cats. So here's what I've just discovered about Doxy, which I didn't know before. So Doxy doesn't actually kill the bacteria. What Doxy does is interrupt the growth cycle. So it's up to like the cat's immune system to kick it out. So basically what it does is it's not killing the bacteria. What it's doing is stopping the growth of it. So the bacteria is still there. It's just not as much as being produced. And the idea is the immune system comes in, attacks like, say you have 5 bacteria, okay? Doxy stops that 5 bacteria from becoming 10, 20, 30, 40. So your body, instead of having to deal with 30 bacteria, only have to deal with 5 bacteria. And that is like the thought behind it, is that the body's immune system, the natural immune system, can then, kick out 5 bacteria versus 30 bacteria. But here's the caveat to all this. If you have an immune compromised cat, which I don't know if Jack is, Jack may be FIV, who knows? He's outside. He's been outside for about a year now, because he showed up around Halloween last year. That's why he got his name, Jack. I called him Jack Skellington, because he had the little tuxedo on. And I'm a fan, so. So, I don't know. In that year that he's been out there, I mean, I've seen this cat look really bad. Like, there's been times where I've been calling around desperately trying to find a rescue, because his coat was, I could see his vertebrae. I could see it. I didn't even have to feel it. I could just see it. That's how thin he was at one point. He had, his coat was all rough. I'm like, man, you're looking bad, Jack. I don't know if you're going to make it. But then, he'd be back here for a while. And again, he's an intact male, so he roams. Well, now he's staying closer, but he was roaming. At first he would come and go. I wouldn't always see him. Now he's like Theon. He's basically here all the time. He's on the list to get neutered. I just want to wait until we get these other health issues resolved, and just give him a little bit of, time before put him under the knife, so to speak. So anyway, he was looking, really bad. He looks much better now. His coat, I'm really happy with his coat. His coat looks so much nicer than even if you go back through other videos and look at him, you can see there's a difference. His coat is looking so much better. His eyes are so much brighter. He's acting a little more active. He's not laying around as much. And cats have great restorative powers, so it doesn't surprise me at all. But it doesn't surprise me at all that with rest and he's starting to recover. But the issue is, I don't know, he may have been infected with FIV. he may have some other kind of immune issue. So I don't know if Doxy would work or not for him right now. So I'm going to go to the old standard amoxicillin. And I'm going to do the amoxicillin. And amoxicillin, I mean, you know, there are plenty of people on here that have said to me, give him amoxicillin, give him amoxicillin. So, I mean, you all know, I'm preaching to the choir here. Everyone that's dealt with colony cats, that's kind of like, you know, the old standard, that's the holy grail, amoxicillin. Amoxicillin and Clavamox, depending what you're treating. Because if you are treating herpes, then the secondary infections, often you have to use Clavamox because you need that extra little kick. I forget what it is, a clavionic or something acid is in the Clavamox. And the thing, the issue is with the herpes, it's like there's the Clavamox, it's like kind of like a shell that the Clavamox can break through the shell. Amoxicillin alone can't break through the shell. So the Clavamox has to break through that shell or barrier that this virus has, and then the amoxil can get in there. So it's like punching a hole in that barrier so that the good stuff can get in there and clear the infection. So we're going to try the amoxicillin because I don't see him snuffling as much. I don't see as much discharge. His eyes are barely crusty at all now. He looks much better. So we're going to try that. I do want to get a weight on him, see what he's at. If I can get a weight on him, take him out, get a towel out there and try to get him on the scale. And we'll see what happens. So I'm going to actually, oh, and the other thing that I'm using too, I'm going to just do a review on this, a standalone review, because I really, really like this stuff. I know this has been around for a long time. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Rescue, but it is a one-step disinfectant, cleaner, and deodorizer, and it has been used by veterinarians, breeders, rescues. It's just been used across the board in animal welfare spaces where they're keeping animals, and cleanliness is important. And this kills basically everything, including distemper. They sell it in a big gallon. It's expensive. It's like $60. I think I'm going to put it on the Amazon wish list, you know, just in case. Because what I would like to do is I would like to get the big gallon to make it up and just like pour it out there on the balcony to really kill anything that's out there. Because I'm trying to keep things, you know, I'm doing the best I can with what I got. And I mean, even, you know, like the rescue told me, you know, I'd have to be able to bring him in to be able to treat him. And I'm like, well, I can't bring him in right now. Why can't I treat him? Why can't I treat him like this? Hey, I never brought Tora in. I treated Tora for his bloody paws. You know, when he came every night for dinner, he got his medicine. These cats stay around, and they're not dumb. They know that they know what they need, and they know where they're going to get it, and that's why they come. I firmly believe that. I mean, and Dawn will tell you the same thing. She's had ones too that show up at her door. You know, they show up at your door when they need something because they know humans can help. They just have that instinct. So I'm gonna pause this and go outside here and see if Jack's still out here. So here's what's behind the door. Here's what's behind door number 1. Anybody want to choose door number 1? It's a buoy. It's a buoy. Can you do a buoy? Can you do a buoy for everyone? Do a buoy. Do a buoy. Yeah, do a buoy. Come on. Do it. Do a buoy for Stella and Chewy. Can you do a buoy for Stella and Chewy? I'll give you some Stella and Chewy if you do a buoy. Fury, do a buoy. Mark's going to be upset if you can't do a buoy. Look at the buoy face. Say hi, everybody. Here goes the buoy. Yay! There he goes. He says, gaze upon my buoyness, everyone. I am incredibly cute. Yeah. We'll do extreme boo close up. Woo! He's gonna go up. You gonna go up in the window? Huh? There's no birdies out there. We'll put some bird seed out after the neighbor goes. He takes his afternoon nap. Okay, I was gonna go outside, but I think... Oh, now he just woke up. I didn't want to disturb him. Okay, he's awake. I didn't want to disturb him. I thought he was sleeping. But, I mean, he's grooming more, which is good. I've been watching that, too, because he wasn't grooming himself at all. He was a real mess. See, oh. Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack. So I don't see everybody can look at him there. You can see his face, see his nose. Jack. You see his eyes? Ooh, there's a good one. You see how clear his eyes are, and his nostrils they don't have that. His nostrils don't have the snot coming out, like dripping like it was, and his eyes are so much clearer. I just put I think that's like the third pat I had today. I cleaned up the balcony here. I'm gonna wash this poopy thing. Over there's my friend got me the big bucket, so now we can wash your poopy beds. Yeah, and wash this one too. My friend gives me all her old beds. And you see he's got his tail's dirty. We're gonna wipe him off, but I mean, looking nice, and look, his coat's even starting to shine. You can even starting to see he's starting to look. It's starting to look shiny, and it's soft. You're gonna let me pet you? Be nice. That's a good boy. Let's see, yeah. Be nice. Be nice. Ah. No grabbing. Not nice. You be nice. Yeah. You be nice, Jack. So I'm going to go in here and get him some food. And you're starting to act more like a cat, aren't you? You starting to act more like a cat? You going to do a roll? Can you do a roll too? Can you do a Jack roll? Can you? Can you roll? Can you roll for everybody? Can you do a buoy roll? Do you know how to do a buoy roll? Oh, good boy, Jack. Do a buoy roll. Good boy, Jack. Are you doing a buoy roll too? You went in so bad. He said, if it gets me in there, we'll talk about that, Jack. We'll talk about it once you get a little further along in recovery. Yep, and you have to show that you can be nice to everybody. You can't be mean. Yep. Otherwise, we'll have to change your name to Jack Dempsey. The boxer. He's going to eat. He's eating. I think what I'm going to do is put... I don't know where I can put it on the balcony here, but I think I'm going to put another pan of food here somewhere. All that's all trash that goes down, and boxes and stuff. So hopefully I can get all that out next Tuesday. Hopefully it won't be pouring down rain. Maybe I can put something down here. I don't know where Lucy is. I thought Lucy might be wandering around. But yeah, he's eating his food. I mean, you see he's got a pretty good appetite. So I'm going to give him his medicine today. I'm going to start him on that, and give him a shot of dewormer. we'll see how all that goes. Try to clean that mess off of his back end. And let's see, Lucy used to come up here and sleep during the day. I don't know where she's at. She might be underneath the steps there, and I have to go down and check I have to go check under the car too. So, all right, everyone. I'm going to go in and mix up everything for him and get him fed too. Give him his he does get, for people that are watching this maybe for the first time, he does get wet food. I just leave a pan of dry food out here for not only him, for the other cats, although he's pretty much guarding everything at this point, so I'm going to have to figure out something here. You know what I can do? I'm thinking what I can do is, nobody's living in this apartment here. My neighbor, unfortunately, I think he went to a nursing home, so he's not here right now. So these two recycling bins, one could just go into the other, and that would clear space. Or I could get rid of those trash cans. I could move the trash cans too and put a pan of food there. That would work. Yeah, that would work. We'll figure it out. Won't we, Jack? We figure it out? You gonna help me figure it out? All right, everyone. Well, thank you all for watching. There's this little update on Jack, and hopefully we can get him to into better health, that we can get him neutered sooner rather than later. That would probably help some of the ramminess. And I will keep everyone updated on how he fares. But, I mean, he's looking much better. I don't even see, like, his stomach doesn't even look as bloated, because his stomach was kind of bloated the other day. You shouldn't have bugs, buddy. I just gave you a flea treatment. Yeah, you see it dripped a little bit? I'll have to clean that up. A little bit of dripping coming out. So, he just ate too. So I'm wondering if that could be maybe a colitis. Could possibly be that too. You can see he drinks. He's drinking, he's eating. So, I'm going to give him his other dewormer, and then we will see. She said to give him the dewormer and then to wait about 2 or 3 days and then start him on the anti-diarrheal. So fingers crossed, everyone, that we can get him back in shape. You know, these are colony cats, they're community cats. We have our Advocat Clowder community here, so he's your cat too. He's everybody's cat, just like Grayson. Grayson belongs to all of us. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for all your support. Oh, and thanks for all the people that are subscribing. I think we got a whole bunch of people from the last possum video. So people are coming in, and that's exciting. So we're very close to 500 subs, which is fantastic. Then we just have to get those watch hours up, and then we can start doing memberships and super chats and all kinds of fun things. So thanks everyone again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Remember to like the video, subscribe, hit that notification button, and leave a comment. Just make sure it's nice and respectful, because we've had enough negativity and drama to last us a lifetime. So until next time, goodbye for meow.